Alrighty, everybody. What is going on, y'all? Welcome back here. So it is beginning, you guys. Today marks the day in which the storm is going to start to brew, which it kind of is already here. Let me go and plug up my phone real fast. Anyways, y'all, hope everyone's doing well. Hope you guys are having a beautiful, beautiful day out there. If my stupid phone would even charge here, you guys know how like sometimes when you have a phone, like how you have to put your charger. If it's a bad charger, you have to put it at like a certain angle for it to want to charge. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm fighting with right now. Come on, any minute now. Well, anyways, what's up, y'all? Let's see what we got here today. We have Stay Zero say let's go. What's up, man? What's up, Scott? Saying hi, Andrew. Everyone else. Let's see. Stay Zero says what's up, Andrew. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. Just hanging in there. Let's see. What's up, Roby? Good to see ya. Let's see. What's up, Leanne? Good to see you. Happy Friday. You as well, my friend. Let's see. It's cold and windy. I'm not going out there. I don't blame you, honestly. What's up, Polly? Hope you're doing well, my friend. But anyways, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another update. So we actually now have the high-res models, like the HRRR available, so we can now look at that. Look at this beast, dude. This thing is absolutely enormous. So the event is actually starting here for today. If we actually hop over to the current radar, which we're going to do now, we're going to hop over here. I'm going to disable the warnings and stuff because there's so many of them. But if we look at the composite, you can actually see that out by Kansas and Nebraska, we have a little bit of snow already starting to kick up here. So we are definitely starting to see the beginning of this event pop off here. Also, a bit of rain out by Texas going on here right now, which everything is starting to come together. Let's see here. Just started snowing in Emporia, Kansas. Gotcha. No, Kathy, this is for subscribers only. The chat mode. Let's see, it's still sunny here in West Kentucky. Is it? Yeah, you guys will probably be getting that event here. Here, let's hop back to models. Kentucky will probably start to get it here right around the kind of late morning, probably afternoon of Saturday. It's probably whenever you guys are going to start to get it. So it's going to be quite a mess here. So the HRRR here kind of agrees with the Euro and the fact that for areas like Tennessee and whatnot, it's probably mostly going to be, just ice. You can kind of see here that we do start out as a little bit of snowfall up here by Tennessee, like up by Nashville, for the afternoon for Saturday. And then, of course, as we go into the evening, it'll transition actually into freezing rain, which it'll really be a lot of accumulation here. So let's see what's up. Lady Circle, good to see ya. What's up, JP? What's up? Let's see here. Cordy, hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Say Apples Fire says, hello all. Am I in the storm's path as well, Andrew? I am not. I am down here in good old Polk County, Florida. So I'm gonna be out of this one. Let's see here. Will North Alabama expect anything? So northern Alabama could see a little bit of wintry weather here. It looks like mostly it's gonna be a lot of rain. If we hop over here to the map here, northern Alabama actually does have some winter weather advisories. It depends on where you're at. Actually, we got areas by Florence, Alabama, northwest side. We actually have an ice storm warning in effect out there. Total snow and sleet accumulations less than 1 inch. Ice accumulation between 1/10 and 1/2 of an inch. Isolated accumulations up to 1 inch. That is ridiculous. So yeah, definitely we got some heavy ice for the extreme northwestern side of Alabama here. But Huntsville area, we actually have a winter weather advisory. Let's see, ice accumulations of 1/100th of an inch, 1/100th of an inch to 1/10th of an inch here. So definitely a pretty good amount of ice for especially the northwestern side of Alabama, like we just talked about by Florence. But for Huntsville, it's likely going to be a little bit less here. Really just depends exactly where you're at. Let's see here. Polly says I was playing in the rain. That sounds like a fun time. What's up, Roby? Saying currently 25 degrees Fahrenheit. No, thank you. Nope. Let's see here. Leanne says, still sunny up in Middle Tennessee, just cold and windy. Gotcha. Yeah, Tennessee going to definitely get some pretty heavy ice here. We actually have a lot of ice storm warnings in effect for some of the southeastern sides of Tennessee here. Now we actually have ice storm warnings in effect for northern Georgia, central northern, South Carolina, and of course going up into western North Carolina out there as well. Let's see what some of these actually are. Let's grab this one. Holy cows. Total sleet and snow accumulation between 1 and 3 inches. Ice accumulation between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch. That is enough to be absolutely devastating. So, like I said, I hope everybody is already getting prepped for the storm here. Like I said, we don't got much more time before it actually starts causing a bunch of problems here. So right now, like I said, we are starting to see the beginning of the event already up here in Kansas. We have a little bit of snowfall that's already starting to fall out there. But but I'm sure you guys are probably wondering what's going on with these accumulations and stuff like that. You're probably wondering exactly how much snow you're going to be seeing here. So let's go ahead and hop on over here. I'm going to pull up my workflow here. We'll bring up our our traditional 5 panel here. That'll show us 5 separate models for different accumulation amounts. So according to GFS here, I mean, it's still a little bit further south comparing to other models. It seems like GFS is being a little stubborn here and really wanting that snow, the heavier snow, to be further south. For an example, areas like Nashville, according to this model, shows like 8 inches, while literally pretty much every other model shows between 1 and 3 inches here. GFS is still expecting the storm to be a little bit further south, so there's still a little bit of a disagreement there, but literally majority of the other models suggest otherwise, so that's the common denominator here in which we need to look out for. But yeah, definitely some really heavy snow is going to be expected here, through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, like northern central Kentucky, going into Ohio and up into the northeast here. Totals have actually dropped a little bit for the mid-Atlantic region, like Virginia, for an example, because of that warm air intrusion in the lower atmosphere. So there's a bit more warmer air expected, not on the ground level. The ground is still going to be, below freezing or at that freezing point. But if you go up a couple thousand feet, the temperature actually briefly goes above freezing, which melts any snow that's falling back into water droplets. And of course, then it hits the ground, still freezing on the surface, which freezes it into ice, which is freezing rain. So seems like that's kind of more of the, the latest kind of trend, since yesterday here, is that maybe a little bit more warmer air will start to kind of push its way in, leaving more of an ice concern for a lot of the mid-Atlantic. But still, I mean, areas like Northern Virginia still could definitely see a pretty good amount of snowfall. Just a little bit of ice still mixed in with it. Let's see here. Let's see. Yo-Yo says, would I be able to check the estimated ice totals for Clarkston, Georgia? Of course, dude. I can pull it up for you. Here, let's hop over here. I'll show you what the National Weather Service has you in for. Okay, so you are in an ice storm warning, which, as of right now, the National Weather Service has you in total ice accumulation between 1/4 of an inch and 1... Holy cow. Total ice accumulation between 1/4 inch and 1 inch of ice. That is wild. Yeah, so you're definitely going to have some significant ice concerns out there. You are in an ice storm warning. I would avoid travel at all costs until those roads get clear. Just make sure you have everything. I mean, you still have today to prepare for, because you guys ain't really getting it till tomorrow and Sunday. Definitely need you to prep for it, for sure, if you haven't already. All right, let's see here. You're prepped as I can be. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Corey says, we're prepped and ready we're prepped and ready, thanks to you, Weatherman. I appreciate it, and glad to see that you're doing good and you're prepped for it. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Leanne says, this is okay. We're ready. I'm taking a vacation all next week. There you go. All right. Yeah, just make sure you stay home, because it's going to be way too dangerous to go out and travel in, for sure. Let's see. Snow for like 5 minutes here. I went to take the trash out, and it was coming down pretty good, of course. Let's see, when I went to show my 4-year-old, it was no longer snowing. That's typically how it goes. Let's see here. Let's see. I got Gatorade. Let's see, blankets, cabinets dripping water. What? The cabinets and dripping water. I was about to say, is your cabinet dripping water? I'm like, that's not very good. Goodness, nothing yet but light rain. Well, be careful out there. Can I do an update for Augusta? Absolutely. I could do that for you. So Augusta isn't going to be seeing much snow, per se, but Augusta does have a ice storm warning in effect from the National Weather Service. So you guys are expecting ice accumulation between 2/10 and 3/10 of an inch. Total sleet accumulations up to 1/4 of an inch. So definitely some pretty heavy icing. It takes only a couple tenths of an inch to cause a significant problem, for ice and stuff. So definitely be sure to stay safe out there. Let's see here. Rose says, "Thank you. Thank you. My local channel is not committing to nothing. I definitely appreciate you." Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, there still is a bit of uncertainty, so I can kind of understand why. Matter of fact, they actually just issued some of the last winter storm warnings here for the Northeast here. You can see just all of these winter storm warnings. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, obviously there is still disagreement in the models here. Even up, that we're starting the event very soon. Like it's already starting now. But most of the models kind of agree with Euro's path, being a little further north. You can see the GDPS Canadian model in the top right, kind of agreeing somewhat with what the European model does suggest here. So that's kind of the main thing here is that, yeah, I mean, the models are pretty much close to Euro, but then you have the GFS, which is a main model that shows the thing further south. So that just adds a little bit of uncertainty to the mix here. Let's see here. Yo-Yo says, "Thank you so much." No problem, dude. I got you. How many days could power be out for? I can't really tell you an exact number. It depends on how significant the damage is for specific areas and how fast crew work. I mean, there's really no way for me to be able to tell you exactly the time frame of how long it would be. Let's see. Rose says they were saying here in Virginia Beach that we'll have -5 degrees by Sunday night. I know a lot of you guys are going to get some really cold temperatures out there. So honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. What about Central North Carolina? Yeah, you guys are going to get hit pretty good. We do have a lot of winter storm warnings in effect. So in the map here, we have all kinds of stuff going on here. So as of right now, so these are ice storm warnings in effect. So that includes like Western North Carolina out by like Morganton, Charlotte, Asheville, some of those regions out there. Then of course we have over here, this is the winter storm warnings in effect. So that's for a lot of central North Carolina. Now, some of the coastal areas over here, these are winter weather advisories. And then we have a couple of winter storm watches up in the far northeast side here of North Carolina. Now, I know you said central, so we'll just grab one out by Raleigh, just to grab the view out here. Mostly sleet and freezing rain. It says heavy mixed precipitation, largely sleet and freezing rain expected. Total ice accumulation between 3/10 and 3/4 of an inch. Definitely a lot of that. And total sleet and snow accumulations up to 2 inches. So there could be a little bit of brief snow mixing in with that, but still mostly is going to be an ice concern for the most part. So, anyways, so yeah, definitely be sure to keep an eye on it. I'm trying to get my phone to charge because it's at 1%, and my charger has to be at a specific angle to even charge. I need to buy me a new charger, man. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I think it's about to give out on me. Anyways, told my grandson in North Carolina. Let's see. He said he's been prepared for 2 days. I told my other grandson in Washington. He said, "Yay, vacation." 2 days maybe. What, Washington D.C. or Washington State? I was gonna say two different outcomes for those areas. Let's see. It's crazy. Augusta hasn't been an ice storm warning since 2014. Really? Wow. So it's been a minute, huh? Goodness. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys here. We're gonna head back over to the models here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna bring up a single panel for you guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you all kind of what models talk about individually for snowfall accumulation. So let me do this. We'll bring up this map here. So this is the American GFS model. And actually what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to add I'm going to edit the layer here, and I'm going to make it to where 12 inches is white, so you can see where the 1 foot plus zone is. Okay, so looking over here, you can see the GFS. You can kind of see exactly where the 1 foot plus margin of snow could be, according to this particular model. So, according to GFS, let me actually make the pen a little bit bigger here. We'll do that. We'll also make it, we'll do black so you guys can see it a little bit better. So you can see this is kind of where the American GFS model suggests. I'm not very good at tracing, where the American GFS model kind of suggests where we could see a foot or more worth of snowfall. Now, of course, there's a little bit more up here in the Northeast as well, up by possibly like New York City and whatnot. But really the main areas from the American GFS model kind of include like Arkansas, like Oklahoma here, Kentucky, West Virginia. So really showing quite a significant amount of totals. Now, some of these northern areas could actually see a little bit more than shown here. We're actually looking at the 10-to-1 ratio, which is better for wet snow. If it was going to be more of, those northern areas where basically the temperature is freezing and below from the surface to upper levels of the atmosphere, that would be better for the Kashira ratio, which you'd probably get a little bit more snow. It would be more of the fluffy stuff, the stuff that doesn't really clump together very well. But but that's kind of what the GFS here kind of suggests here. Now, I'm going to leave these main areas up because I am going to pull up the Euro just to show you the differences here. So you can kind of see here, Euro doesn't really show as much snow. I mean, obviously we have some pockets. We'll do Euro and we'll do kind of I guess we'll do yellow for European model here. So you can see that the Euro obviously agrees in potentially a foot or more out by central eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas. So there's a pretty good amount of agreement there, as you can see. And then, of course, we have, some areas like northern Kentucky, southern Ohio, maybe getting that as well. Maybe some of like Maryland, like western Maryland and southern Pennsylvania. And then, of course, we have some areas up here in the Northeast as well. So that's kind of where the models agree on where the, 1 foot plus margin could be here overall, with the snow totals and stuff. Of course, we have a couple little areas up here in like New York State too. And, like I said, for some of these northern areas, those totals could be a little higher. Because it's mostly going to be cold air in the region here. As a matter of fact, out there by Lake Cleveland, Ohio, the totals right now are expected to be between 6 and 12 inches worth of snowfall. So while this map, kind of shows maybe 7 or 8, we could see higher amounts, because, like I said, because we have a lot of colder air in the lower to upper atmosphere, which is going to allow for there to be, certainly a bit more snow accumulation because it's more light and fluffy and stuff like that. So, anyways, let's see. Ashton says, "Thank you, no problem. You're very welcome." Joe says, "Can I do an update for Sparta, Illinois?" Of course I can. We'll do that here for you now. Here, let's hop on back over here. So Sparta is under a winter storm warning. So the National Weather Service has you right now. Total snow accumulation between 5 and 10 inches with locally higher amounts possible. So that's what the National Weather Service has you as of right now. So definitely got to prep for some heavy snow. Although the good news is that a lot of the ice would be south of you, so you probably wouldn't have any significant ice concerns out there. So anyways, let's see. World says Baltimore over a foot chances. I don't think Baltimore's going to see over a foot, honestly. I mean, the range does go up to that high, but the majority of models we've been looking at here kind of keeps you under a foot for the most part. But, just because of the large amount of uncertainty here, the National Weather Service does have you between 7 and 14 inches. I mean, it's possible, but I wouldn't say it's the most likely. It's kind of like the worst case scenario. I think we could see upwards of that amount. What's up, Cyclone? Good to see ya. Let's see, Rose says Washington, D.C. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, D.C. is definitely going to get some pretty good impacts here, it looks like. D.C. is also in 7 to 14 inches, an ice accumulation between 1 and 0.2 of an inch here. So, definitely got to look out there. Cyclone says, looks like the bullseye is Ozarks in central Kentucky and West Virginia. Yeah, it seems like central northern Kentucky could get some of the heaviest of it. The wind in southwest Oklahoma is nuts. Really? Is it crazy out there? Here, we'll actually pull up the wind map here for you guys. Let's do delete layer. Okay, we're gonna add. So we're up on the Euro. Actually, we'll do HRRR since we're kind of in short range here. We'll do this. We'll do surface. I guess we'll do max accumulated wind gusts here. Yeah, those the isobaric gradient should be increasing quite a bit over here. Which, yeah, I mean southwestern Oklahoma, according to the latest HRRR, does suggest maybe 30, maybe upwards of 40 mile an hour wind gusts there. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, actually, looking at MEDAR data here too, current observations, you can actually see the station here reported 26 mile an hour winds. Frederick reported, 23 miles per hour. Hobart, 36.8. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I could definitely see it. Lawton, 26.5. Definitely. Let's see here. How much snow for Bloomington, Illinois? Well, let's take a look. See what we got going on out there. Bloomington, Illinois. All right, so you guys are under a winter weather advisory here. So we could see, let's see, total snow accumulation between 3 and 5 inches right now. So you're not going to get nearly as much as, the areas further south of you, but you'll still get likely a little bit here. But yeah, as of right now, once again, the Weather Service had you in for 3 to 5. So that's what I would go off of. What's up, Queen of Chaos? Good to see ya. Chris says, is there any flurries or anything close to Oklahoma City right now? Doesn't look like it, no. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it. A lot of the snow right now is up in Kansas right now. Let's see. Any truth to the rumors about the second storm next week? It's pretty far out. I was looking at models. It shows like 200 plus hours out, so I ain't really buying it right now. But let's get through this one storm before we get into that one. That's basically my take on it. Joe says, thank you. No problem. Let's see here. My Weather Channel are clueless with snow totals here. They say between 5 and 22. Oh, my goodness, dude. At that point, you don't even know what to expect. Just let it happen. See what you get. Goodness. That's crazy, though. Anyways. Let's see. I'm forecasted to get 8 to 12 inches near Cincinnati. Really? Here, let's pull it up. I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to get a pretty good amount of snow. Yeah, 8 to 12 inches from the National Weather Service here. The good news is that the ice would likely be south of you. The ice line is probably going to be somewhere like southern Kentucky, Tennessee, which you're far enough north to where you probably won't be dealing with any of that sleet or freezing rain stuff. So it'll be mostly snow for you. Let's see here. So no wonder my grandson said a vacation, yay, Washington, D.C. It's still going to be pretty bad out there. Let's see here. MData says, hi Andrew, can I check on zip code? Yep, I got you. Let me pull this up for you real quickly. By the way, guys, if you could consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button, it'll be greatly appreciated. You're between 8 and 12 inches of snowfall. So you're definitely going to get quite a bit. By Elgin, Oklahoma Crazy Wind. Well, stay safe out there. That's pretty crazy. Rose says, can you please tell me how much ice we'll get here in Virginia Beach area? Of course. Yep, of course. So right now, the National Weather Service has you in for, total snow and sleet accumulation between 1 and 3 inches. A glaze of ice possible inland from, the ocean on Sunday before it changed to rain. Right now, it says a glaze of ice is possible, which is a pretty low amount, but it also says total snow and sleet accumulation between 1 and 3 inches. So there could be a lot of sleet involved in that. So regardless, you're under a winter storm warning, I would definitely keep a close eye on it. Let's see. I'm in Crossville, Tennessee. What do I think? How much ice? Well, let me pull that up for you. Crossville, Tennessee. All right, so you are in a winter storm warning. We're talking total sleet and snow accumulations up to 6 inches. Ice accumulation between 1/10 and 3/4 of an inch here. So, yeah, 1/10 to 3/4 of an inch is a lot of ice, and we're talking up to 6 inches of snow and stuff too. So, yeah, I mean, it really, that's kind of where the disagreement comes in with the models. Like the GFS we were talking about a little bit ago, how the GFS really showed, a lot of snow further south, and then you got the mainstream models like Euro right now showing, the totals further up north, and you kind of getting into more of the ice concern and stuff. Let's see. Your Kason wants me to take a look at a zip code. I got you. You're up in Tennessee. You're actually in the same area, pretty much. Not too far. Yep. Total snow and sleet accumulations up to 6 inches. Ice accumulations between 1/10 and 3/4 of an inch. Let's see here. The southern counties of the state are dealing with the biggest ice. Yeah, absolutely. Caden says, can I look at zip code for snowfall in the Kashira ratio? Yeah, I can, but I'm also going to pull you up on the weather services because they probably have a good understanding of what you could see. So right now they actually have you between 6 and 12 inches of snowfall. I could bring up the Kashira for you. We'll do that real quickly. We'll bring up the Euro. And then we'll do precipitation. We'll do the Kashira ratio for you up there. We'll also get rid of these wind gusts here total. All right, so you are up in the northwestern side. Yeah, pretty much between 8 and 12 inches. I mean, that's basically what the National Weather Service has for you. They have you 6 to 12 inches, but yeah, that's about right. Let's see. You're going to share this with your grandson in Washington, D.C. Sounds good. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Piercy says, what about zip code? I got you, my friend. Here, let's hop on back over here. All right, so this area is in Pennsylvania, which we have a winter storm warning in effect. Wow, you guys are getting a lot. Total snow accumulation between 12 and 18 inches. Look at that. That's a pretty good amount. So yeah, you guys are definitely going to get hammered out there for sure. Definitely going to be a pretty good one. I mean, we're expecting at minimum a foot. So we're talking like a foot and a half worth of snowfall out here. Definitely going to be pretty heavy. Rose says your local weather says just a watch. No, Virginia Beach has a winter storm warning in effect. Out by Elizabeth City in south. You know, they actually just updated this. In eastern North Carolina, out by Elizabeth City, they actually have winter weather advisories now. I think those were winter storm watches, if I'm not mistaken, not too long ago. So those have changed a little bit. Let's see here. Let's see, yeah, I was hoping. Well, there you go. Let's see. Red Ink wants me to look at a zip code. I got you. Let's pull this up real quickly. You're up in Frankfort, Kentucky. Gotcha. Been here numerous times. Accumulation between 7 and 13 inches, and ice accumulations around 4/10 of an inch. Wow. So that's heavy for both ice and snow. Goodness. Yeah. Definitely need you to prepare for both ice and snow, because I mean those both together are going to be a really dangerous combo. I mean, ice alone is really dangerous, but, you know, snow and ice is not very good. Let's see here. Caden says, you're a lucky man to live in Florida. Snows way too much here by Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, I mean, I used to live up in northern Virginia and in northern Kentucky, so I get it. I mean, I've had some big snows in my day, especially back in 2016. Winter Storm Jonas, I think was the name of it. That storm was a ridiculous storm. Several feet worth of snow out where I was at. But yeah, for us here in Florida, right now it's actually 80. 80. My station says 84 degrees right now. But yeah, it's definitely thankful for it, but it's still going to get cold here anyways. We're supposed to get near freezing, I think. Not too long from now. Let's see. Evan says, how are we looking at the zip code? Let me look, and we'll see what we got going on for you. So you are in Illinois. Right now, a band of 8 to 13 inch accumulations peaking roughly around Poplar Bluff, and Paducah and Marion northeastward to Evansville and Owensboro. 6 to 10 inches in other locations across southern Illinois. That's what they say there. You live in Sherman, Mississippi. What's it looking like for us, Ed? Tupelo. Let me pull up Sherman, Mississippi. Let's see here. Sherman, Mississippi. Okay, so you are actually in an ice storm warning here. Yep. So you guys, total snow and sleet accumulations up to 3 inches, and ice accumulations between 2/10 and 1/2 of an inch. Wow. Yeah. Definitely prepare for some heavy ice. Definitely going to be a really, really big concern for you guys out there. I got you, Roby, saying all local meteorologists in my area complain that Northwest Arkansas and Southwest Missouri are in one of the hardest places to predict. Honestly, I think Tennessee would probably be the hardest one to predict right now. If I'm going to be straight up with you, I think Tennessee's really the most uncertain, and some of the Mid-Atlantic too. Heavy snow expected, total accumulation between 6 and 13 inches. That is a pretty big range, though. I mean, that's 7-inch differential there. So that's definitely quite a difference there on the models and such. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out there for it. I mean, it's still going to be really good snow from the way that it looks here. All right, let's bring up our bundle here again for you guys. Didn't mean to do that. We'll go to my bundles. We'll do the 10-to-1 ratio here. Yeah, so like I said, we're definitely going to be seeing quite a bit. There is a little bit of disagreement here in the models, even now, considering that we're literally right up to the event here. So we'll definitely keep on updating you guys. So tomorrow we're going to do a lot of coverage for y'all. So Let's see. Cheyenne says, "What's the possibility of Southern Worcester, Ohio, having power outages?" Um, let's see here. Worcester, Ohio. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Like how good your electrical grid is and stuff like that. That I can't really tell. You are in a winter storm warning for 6 to 12 inches of snow. I mean, it's definitely possible, but it's less likely than if you were to get a lot of ice, like a lot of these other areas are. Honestly, it's really hard to say, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you if you're going to lose it or not. What about Fancy Gap, Virginia? Let me pull that up for you. Fancy Gap, Virginia. We have a winter storm warning in effect. See, mainly snow and possibly sleet along US 460. Does it say any totals here? Doesn't really say any totals. So you're basically just southwest of Blacksburg. From the way it looks, it's mostly going to be ice. I mean, obviously we have a couple models that show maybe 2 to 4 inches worth of snowfall, which is good possibility. Yeah, but here we go. Actually, I wouldn't load it in fully. Yeah, you're kind of more 3 to 5 inches for the most part with the snow, the snowfall according to these models here. So we'll definitely keep you up to date here. Evan coming in with a $10 Cash App donation, saying keep the weather coming. You're doing a great job. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that, Evan. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the 10. I need to get my phone to start charging here. Hold on a minute, y'all. This thing is literally having a hard time and not wanting to charge here. It's like, no matter what angle I put it at, it's just not charging. Wait, is it charging now? Barely. Hold on. You gotta put that cord at a certain angle for it to start charging. Maybe if I turn it this way? Because my phone's at 1%. It's about to die, so I don't want it to die here. Let's see here. Can I see how Clinton, Mississippi is? Yes, I can. I can do that for you. Clinton, Mississippi. We'll pull that up here. All right, so Clinton's under a winter storm watch here, in which you guys, yeah, so you're right up near those ice storm warnings and such, which you're not quite there yet. You're not in the warnings or anything right now, but you are in a watch, so they might extend some of those into your region here. They do say that pretty much ice could be a big concern for the region here, which we'll definitely need to look out for. So, yeah, I mean, right now you're just in a watch, and then, like I said, they could extend those into the warnings and such here in the future. Let's see, Caden still says still about 3 inches on the ground here in Northeast Ohio. So the snow could look over a foot. Yeah, I mean, given the cold air and stuff like that. I mean, right now up by like Cleveland area, we do have totals between like 6 and 12 inches worth of snowfall. So yeah, definitely could see quite a bit out there by you guys, for sure. Let's see here. I'm trying to. I need to buy me a new cord for my phone. It keeps on not wanting to charge here. Anyways, it's a good point. The only time power was extended period of time was in derecho June 13th. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you guys can get those things up there. They're pretty powerful. Polly says, I'm worried about tomorrow because I have work tomorrow. And honestly, your safety comes before any form of work. So take off if you have to. That goes for everybody, really. You're in the northern part of a semi-rainforest in Boone, North Carolina, just north of us. Gotcha. Wait, wouldn't that be south of you guys in North Carolina? What's up, Abby? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But anyways, everybody, if y'all have any zip codes or any forecasts that you guys want me to look at here, just go ahead and throw it down in the chat. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out here. Like I said, the storm's already starting to materialize here. So definitely, we're starting to see some of that activity pop through. If we actually hop over here to Kansas, you can already see some of the snow starting here. Here, they'll do We'll do precipitation type, wherever that's at. There we go. Yeah, you can see a little bit of snow coming through. Can you tell me about Dayton, Ohio? Of course I can. Pull up Dayton, Ohio. All right, so you are under a winter storm warning here. You have between 8 and 12 inches worth of snowfall. So definitely a lot of snow is expected out there. So I would expect 8 to 12 inches. Definitely a pretty good amount. All right, Abby, I got you. I know you're not anywhere near this right now, but... all right, so you, my friend, are under a winter storm warning. Whoa, 10 to 15 inches. What did it say? Also, ice accumulations upwards of a tenth of an inch. So not much ice, but a lot of snow. That's a lot of snow. My sister lives in Moscow, Ohio. Can I see Ohio River Outer? So much. Yeah, I got you. Let me pull it up. Moscow, Ohio. It pulls up Russia. Of course it does. It's like this ain't gonna be impacting out there. 8 to 12 inches. That's what they got right now for you. All right, let's see here. Noron, got you. Let's pull up you, my friend. You're up in Illinois. You are under a winter storm warning here. Between 6 and 12 inches of snow is expected out here. Let's see, stores almost empty here in Northeast Ohio. Yeah, they are for a lot of people, actually. I actually have family up in Kentucky that says they are too, and same as some friends out in Virginia, where I used to live. They actually say as well that, a lot of these stores are really starting to, really go empty with a lot of their stock because of the fact that, the storm's coming through and a lot of people are getting all the goods. See, I'm worried about having to go to Mont Eagle to Nashville Monday from Chattanooga. Any worries on your end for that? Monday, there's still likely going to be some significant impacts. Still some heavy ice and stuff, that's already fallen on the ground. From Chattanooga to Nashville, it's probably going to be pretty hazardous. I would avoid it if you could, honestly. Let's see here. See, it's 8 degrees in the zip code. Oh, have fun with that. That's way too cold. Heck no. Has the winter storm shifted a little south? Because now I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas, and now we're apparently getting some snow now. Well, not really, honestly. The models, like the Euro, still want it further north, but we still got GFS, which shows the system a lot, further southward. Yeah, there still is a bit of disagreement, but honestly, not a whole lot has changed from what I could tell. So, yeah. All right, let's see. Let me see here. What about Moore, Oklahoma? Actually, I know where Moore is. It's around here somewhere. Wait, where's? Oh wait, Moore. Do I know where Moore? Hold on a minute. Isn't that OKC? That's El Reno Norman. Here, let me pull this up here. Moore, Oklahoma. I knew it was around there somewhere. There it is. All right, y'all are under a winter storm warning here, and we are seeing up to. Let's see, what do they say on this one? I think you guys are getting more than that. They're saying only a couple inches, 1 to 2 inches across southern Oklahoma into North Texas. Oh, I'm literally just blind. Okay, total snow accumulation 8 or more inches. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that those totals were a little higher than a couple of inches out there. So yeah. I got you, Polly. Let me bring up yours real quickly. You're up in Texas. All right, you got a winter storm warning out here. 1 to 4 inches with around 5 inches near Red River is what it says. Ice accumulations between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch. That is definitely some significant ice accumulations there. So that in itself is a huge problem. Absolutely. Norano says, "Thank you. You're very welcome." All the meat here's gone. Yeah, I've heard that. That's how it was for somebody I know up in Kentucky. They were saying that like all the meat was gone and stuff. It's crazy. Let's see here. Stores beginning to empty here. Yeah. Roby says, "Thanks, Andrew. Sorry for the delay. Getting cat litter and shovel. Let's see. Go to the Jeep. got to go pick up the wife from work tonight. Gotcha. Well, you're very welcome. No problem. Anyways, Caden, it's possible, but I can't really tell you for sure. Let's see. What is your model show for snow in Little Rock, Arkansas? So the official Weather Service warning that we have out here shows you in 6 to 12 inches. That's for northern Arkansas. For, let's see, the central sections, it shows 2 to 6, which is kind of more likely where you're going to be at. And some ice accumulations around 3/4 of an inch. Around 1 to 3/4 of an inch is what they have there. So that's definitely quite a bit of ice there. So definitely. But anyways, folks, I just wanted to hop on here a little bit. I'm probably going to roll off for now. Actually, I have people over here that's working on the house, so I'm probably going to head off for right now. But I'll be back later tonight. We'll do another live stream tonight, probably a little bit longer, actually. I might, do a 2-hour stream like later tonight. So we'll be live tonight, probably right around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you guys then. But thank you all so much for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And we'll see y'all here in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.